What's going on, everybody? It's the Jack here once again with another Waveature 101 video for you guys. Yeah, that's right, Professor Waveature is back at it again with another Waveature 101 video for you guys on this wonderful Wavy Wednesday. This is the second Wavy Wednesday of the new year. Speaking of the new year, I hope you guys are having a great new year. Hopefully, you guys are starting to strive to those new year resolution goals and all that good stuff. Speaking of new year, I have a new brush method that I will be teaching you guys today. So make sure you guys stay tuned for it. This is the way I've been brushing my hair. But yeah, this new brush method that I will be bringing you guys today will be, a way that you guys could perfect your flow, better your connections, because of when you better your flow, your waves are just gonna better connect as a whole, because your flow and your connections go hand in hand, as you guys already know. This is like a precision method to make sure you're as precise as possible. In my opinion, it's the best way to brush your hair, especially for your the swirlers. Because I'll be teaching you guys how I brush my hair, so if you have a swirl, this video is going to be very, very beneficial to you. So make sure you guys get a pen and paper ready to take some notes down, because this video is going to be full of information. It's going to be full of tips. I'm actually going to be moisturizing my hair in this video too, so you guys can be able to see, how I'm moisturizing my hair as well. It's been like 4 days since I actually put some product in my hair, so my hair needs some product. So make sure you guys kind of, just take all the notes that you need. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, make sure you leave those in the comment section below. I make sure I answer every single one of you guys. Also, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hitting the notifications bell as well. That really helps with the channel's growth, as well as liking the videos too. But people might ask,
why would I want to hit the notifications bell? Why do I want to, why would I hit that button? What does that button do? I'm already subscribed. Why do I want to hit the notifications bell? What's the difference?
If you hit the notifications bell, you'll be able to get notified every single time I release a video, every time I go live, anytime I do a community post. You guys will be able to see that, so you won't miss anything that I that I post or anything that I do via YouTube. With that being said, let's dive right into the video. Let me get into discussing, what led to me brushing my hair this way. Alright, so what kind of led to me brushing my hair the new way that I'll be showing you guys later on in this video was because of the fact that I feel like, my sides for some reason weren't as, they didn't have the flow it needed to really complete my pattern. Yes, my waves look pretty, pretty good. My crown is very nice, but I feel like, there was some areas where my forks were, or where a couple of my troubled areas weren't flowing properly. And I think it was because of the way I was brushing my hair. Every waver, when they start brushing their hair, brushes each side, thinking the crown and stuff like that. And I was like, I wonder if that's the reason why my flow isn't as good as I want it to be, because of the fact that I'm kind of chop brushing, because I'm not fully brushing my hair in what's the word? What's the term? What's the phrase? In a one motion, you feel me? In one fluid motion, I guess you can say. Everything was here, 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 here. There really wasn't no flow to it. And I think that was the reason why the flow of my waves weren't up to the status that I wanted it to be. So I kind of started, brushing my hair, in the same exact pattern that I'm brushing my crown, and kind of just following through from my crown all the way through to my hairline, back to my crown, following all the way through to my hairline, and doing that for my entire head. It'll be a lot easier to show once I pick up my brush. But that's kind of the reason why I decided to, start, brushing my hair that way. Especially because that's the way I comb my hair. When I comb my hair, I don't just comb from the sides and go to the top and come down. I kind of, comb continuously, if that makes sense. And kind of comb as if I'm, enlarging my crown and having my crown be my entire head. And that's kind of the way I gotta approach it when I'm combing. So I figured out, let me mirror that with my brushing, and that should better my, better my connections, better my flow, better the overall look of my waves. and in doing so, I have seen like a lot of improvement. I don't think I have any forks at the top of my hair now. I think my waves on the top are fully connected. Matter of fact, where's my mirror? Let's check that out. Like, I feel like my waves on the top, are connected all the way. Like, don't worry about my crown. I just got home from work, haven't brushed my hair all day. That's the reason my crown look crazy right now. So we gonna fix that though. But as far as the top goes, like, I feel like I'm pretty flawless. I'm getting there. And I feel like ever since I started brushing this way, my weak side has improved, a lot in terms of its overall connection. Because I used to have, like a bad, batch of forks in this area not too long ago. And I figured this new way I've been brushing my hair has been helping, because all I have are these runaways right here. Like, I got like a runaway right here, a runaway right here, and like another one somewhere in this region. My hair isn't brushed fully, laid down, so I can't really tell. But in this area, I got a couple of runaways, but otherwise than that, my actual waves are like fully connected on this side now, And as far as like my back goes, I feel like my back has been pretty decent prior to, me, starting this new way of brushing. But I feel like even my back has improved in this area, because I used to have some forks that, were forming around like the bottom part of my head. Then, right over here on my left side, I feel like this side has been, developing a lot better as well ever since I started, brushing this in this formation. I used to have like a bad fork like in this region, had a fork that was up here, and now those are like borderline fully connected without any, crashes of any kind. Now, this method is going to be, something that is going to be used for, I don't even say like the advanced waver. I think you could use this method at any point of your wave journey. However, I think it benefits people and wavers who have somewhat of a cemented, pattern, because of the fact that you're gonna have to know your angles. And I feel like when you're in the beginning stages of waving, you might not know your angles that well. You're still developing your angles, so to be able to brush continuously with those angles might be kind of difficult, because you lack the education. However, once you get into like that more intermediate stages, when you're becoming, your waves are starting to like actually like, connect a little bit, you're starting to flow across around your entire head. Your crown is starting to come in, it's starting to develop a little bit, your swirl is starting to, the circle, circulate itself, if that makes sense to you guys. So I figured, once you're like a mid-tier waver, this method is definitely going to be beneficial, because of the fact that it's going to continuously, improve from then on. Especially, I can't really explain it enough if you know your angles properly. You guys could tap into the last video I did, talking about, the best way to find your angles. That video is actually doing really, really well, as far as like the numbers go compared to other videos. So I really appreciate you guys for that. Like, you guys got that video doing some numbers. Like that video might hit 1,000 views by, within the next couple of weeks. I'm currently, I think it's like flirting around like 500 right now. So kudos to you guys. You guys got me right. But needless to say, once you find your angles and you know your angles, this method is definitely going to, skyrocket, your progress. It's going to send you like a crazy spike in your progress, and you just going to be looking, real, like your waves are going to be looking real dope, shortly afterwards, if you're putting in the proper brush work. You feel me? It all comes down, whatever method you use, it all is going to come down to putting in the work. Because if you only do the method once a week, you're not going to see a change in your waves. If you're only doing the method twice a week, you're not going to see any improvement in your waves. To really see improvement, you got to be working on your waves daily. So no matter what method waver comes to you guys with, you're going to want to make sure that you're putting in the work and properly practicing that method in order to improve your waves. Alright, now it is time. It is the moment that you guys all been waiting for. It's the time for me to actually show you guys the way I mean when I say I've been brushing my hair differently. I'll be showing you guys the method and not just explaining it. But first, I want to apply some product to my hair. This product right here is what I've been using. It is a product that, you know, if you guys tapped into my live that I did on I believe it was Saturday. You know, my boy Brian Martin kind of was like hinting towards it. That's this right here. I'm not gonna show it to you completely, you know, in terms of what the product looks like. I gotta leave some sort of, you know, something up to the element of surprise for when you guys open it up yourselves, or when I actually launch the product and you guys can see it on my social medias. But yeah, needless to say, this is the product that I'm gonna be putting in my hair right now. Look at that shine it brings. Look at the shine it brings. Man, I can't wait for y'all to test this out. Matter of fact, I might do a giveaway, you know, of the product when I launch it. You know, especially because of the fact that you guys got me monetized, and I was thinking about like a way to kind of do a giveaway for that, you know, purpose being that I am monetized. And I'm like, started thinking, I was like, well, when I launch the product, I could give away the product and maybe a Wave It Your brush too, you know, so you kind of have like your little Wave It Your care package, if you will. You know, maybe throw like a do-rag in there too, you know. How does that sound to you guys? Does it sound pretty good? So while I'm brushing my hair, I basically start at my crown like so, and kind of hit the same angles that I hit with my crown, you know, like that, you know, fan like ideas. Like one of these days I'll drop a picture of my exact angles with the diagram, but I just hit the same angles that I hit my crown with, but I go through my entire head. So instead of just brushing my crown like this in a circle, I actually come all the way through with each angle that I hit, all the way through to my hairline. So when I start here on my left hand side right here, right? I start here, I pull up to the top, and come down my side. Pull up to the top, come around, and down to the side. And that's basically how I hit that angle right there. Then from there, I come a little bit more to the right, pull through, and come back down. Just like that. So I'm starting from my crown and coming all the way through. This is the Professor Precision Method. That's what we're gonna call it, the Professor Precision Method. I feel like this is the best way to brush your hair, especially if you're a swell waver. So just starting from your crown, pulling all the way through throughout your entire head. You know, brushing in one fluid motion, brushing slowly too. And I just go in the same direction that I would be brushing my crown normally. As you guys can see, while I'm brushing through, I go back to my crown area before every brush stroke. No brush strokes are going to be done just like this. Everything is coming from my crown all the way through. Then once I start going towards the back, instead of coming all the way down to like my in front of my ear, I'm starting at my crown and just coming right down to my ear, just like that. Now when I'm brushing the back of my head, the right side of my back basically is going to be coming down straight like that. But once I work my way to the left side, I'm going to start pulling it to the left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my brush right here, right at the crown, and pull down and start wrapping it to the left. So as you guys can see, my crown is already starting to close. And I haven't even really, you know, isolated my crown at all. I've just been brushing from my crown. But you can see that with this brush method, you're going to be giving your crown attention the entire time. Like you're going to be brushing your crown the entire time. That's another reason why I feel like this is the best, you know, way to actually brush your hair, because every aspect of your head is getting hit as well as your crown. And I feel like it's just so much more efficient brushing this way. So you're gonna brush fully through. Then once you get to like the actual left side, start at the crown again, but just right underneath it. You just start pulling to the left, like so. until you're hitting the entire side. And remind you more so to remind you, make sure you guys brush all the way through to your hairline. Do not stop. When you brush all the way through to your hairline, you allow your waves to go all the way down to the hairline. Now, granted, when your waves hit your hairline, it does get kind of annoying because of the fact that you might have some over curl, around your hairline like I do. Like, it gets super, super curly in this area, so your hairline might not come across as sharp all the time. However, there's ways to work around that. So yeah, so you're just gonna pull all the way through on the left hand side. Then once it's time to work my way back to the top, I curl down underneath the crown and pull upwards. Pull down, pull upwards. So just like that. Then from here, to get the middle of the top, I just switch hands, start on the left hand side, and just pull straight through. Like that. Just like so. And as you guys can see, my crown is now closed without even having to isolate it. Like, it's not like a perfect circle. That's what the crown tool is going to be used for, to get it in that perfect circle. But for the most part, my crown is 80 to 90% closed. And I didn't even have to isolate it. All I did was brush from my crown. So at this point in the video, what I'm gonna do is go in and just have a brush session, showing you guys how I brush my hair without explaining at the same time, just so you guys can focus more so on me brushing my hair and not what I'm saying. I think that would kind of be beneficial for you guys. So once I, that's kind of wrap up the end of the video, I'm kind of going to end the video off on the brush session after I rag up. So just so I won't forget to say it at the end, make sure you guys keep that brushing motion if you want the ocean. Make sure you pick a goal and go get it and keep that waveature going, alright? With that being said, I'm going to get my waveature going right now.